You are listening to WrestleBox.
Shane O'Mac is on top of Hell in a Cell.
Shane, don't do it. I can't do this. Shane, no. Oh my God. Damn it, Shane, stop it.
Shane, don't do that. No. Shane, no. Oh my God. For the love of mankind. Shane just exploded through our table. For the love of mankind. Shane just exploded through our table.
He's peering over the edge. Looking down at the Undertaker. Down and out on our table. He's peering over the edge.
We want specific networks dropped from our cable.
Shane just exploded through our table.
Welcome to the second episode of the WrestleBox podcast. I am Paul, the Hat Guy Flinders, and with me tonight is Alan Morrison.
Hello.
How's your weekend been? How did you find all the wrestling, feast of wrestling that we had this weekend?
It was a lot of wrestling to watch.
Well, yeah.
Sure. Everything from NXT all the way through to Monday Night Raw.
Yeah.
There was a lot of matches to be watched.
I was fucking knackered by the end of it all, I'll be honest with you, because, like I say, you didn't come. I went to the PCW show as well, so I started watching wrestling from 6 o'clock that night, right through to nearly 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
And it was exhausting.
WrestleMania consisted of a lot of beat-em-up games with our friend Mateus.
That's good.
Quite entertaining. Starting from Dead or Alive 5 and ended up with Soul Calibur 4.
That's not a bad way to... that's not a bad way.
Then we just started on the pre-show straight after.
Yeah, so that's why not. Why not, you know? We went to PCW, it was alright. It was a bit average show at best, mate, so you didn't really miss anything that much. It was alright, like I say, it was worth its money, you know. EC3 obviously wasn't there. The biggest star, arguably, was Jade and Cedric Alexander. Yeah. We were watching a funny story about Cedric Alexander while we're on it. Me, Darren, who was on the last show, and Phil, and his Darren's brother Nick, we was watching. They'd not watched any of the NXT Takeover, so I thought, you know what? I'll show them the Sami Zayn Nakamura match and Weatherspoons.
That was a cracking match.
It was a great match. And
I tell you what, that match, I'm going to set the tone for the whole entire podcast. That match, bar from the ladder match, was possibly the best match out the whole weekend.
I can't argue with that at this moment in time. I can't argue. We'll get into it a bit later. But I was watching this match in the Weatherspoons. We walked past the UK Hooligans and Ricky Knight sat there, took it away to steak. Mr. Anderson was there as well. You know, just chomping away before the show, drinking, getting pissed before they even set foot in the building. And this was Cedric Alexander was also in the Weatherspoons, just sat on his own, doing his own thing. And he walked past us, so I had the Zayn and Nakamura match showing the guys, and he actually stopped and watched for a minute or two with us.
Yeah.
Just because he said it's Nakamura, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's fucking Nakamura. So yeah, you've got to stop in your tracks when there's a match of that quality happening. You need to stop what you're doing and have a look. Especially
it was a very, very, very entertaining match.
Yeah, it was amazing.
This is Mateus, who was with us watching it. We both watched it. He's a massive Sami Zayn fan and also Nakamura fan. He's a huge Nakamura fan, bigger than me. Now, I bum the shit out of anything Japanese wrestling. So one of the greatest Scottish wrestlers at the moment, Viper, is just on a tour over there.
Yeah,
he's currently, as we speak, flying back.
Yeah, she's finishing.
And she said it's a different kettle of fish over there. But to actually have Nakamura coming into NXT and take on Sami Zayn, who was taken off not so long ago with was it a shoulder injury?
Not that long ago, yeah. He injured himself in his intro.
I'm sure it was a shoulder.
Yeah, because he does all his swinging his arms on his intro, and he accidentally popped his own shoulder.
Exactly. Oh yeah, that's right. He came down off his intro music, and he just went pop.
Yeah.
Well done.
A little bit too vigorous there, my friend. It was on his match, his debut match on Raw when he wrestled John Cena for the US Championship.
But yeah, that was definitely one of an amazing match. Fantastic. It was Nakamura in his usual style of
Strong.
basically submissions, strong style.
Basically, just knocking the fuck out of his opponent. Yeah,
those knees of his. Jesus.
Yeah, that's
so fast.
Yeah, I just love the actual brutality without it being OTT, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Also with Zayn putting his signature moves in, can't remember what it's called.
Blue Thunderbomb.
That's it, Blue Thunderbomb. Says, I've never watched a man in my life cream over such a wrestling move than Matt did that night.
Yeah.
Fantastic. And of course, through the turnbuckle
DDT. Yeah, but which was counted with a boot to the face, which was unbelievable.
Yeah. Which, by the way, ladder's match was the highlight of my night. We actually went through the ladder.
Oh, it's Stardust, yeah.
Yeah, which he's going places. I can see him and Kevin Owens doing some massive feud.
They'll fight forever, mate. Because I don't know if you're familiar with the ROH work, mate.
Oh yeah.
But it's Christ, they'll never get to that level at ROH because WWE won't let them. But if we get so much as anywhere close to that, mate, it'll be match of the year material.
Yeah,
it really will be. So yes, I just need to give credit to Hello You for the intro. They made the remix for the commentary from JBL and Michael Cole with the Shane McMahon spot at Hell in a Cell. It was just too good not to use.
Definitely. It is pretty decent, to be honest, and credits to the guys who put that together. Well done.
Yeah, that was incredibly talented, incredibly clever.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we'll go into it. We're going to firstly talk about Takeover, NXT Takeover Dallas. What are your overall thoughts of it before we go into sort of each individual match?
Overall, it was better put together and better produced than WrestleMania. I'll hold my hands up on that one.
Yeah,
it was. The matches were far more superior. Even though 9 times out of 10 a full wrestling match scripted, but you were literally on the end of your seats going, "But what's happening? Hang on a minute, what's going on here?"
This is it.
And quite a lot of people go on Twitter. A lot of people have even said this. It says NXT Takeover was a lot better than WrestleMania.
I think it's I think you're right.
That's saying something. Something was supposed to be like a training purpose to the next step into the actual WWE universe, to actually be overtaking the main event of the year. That's saying something. That's proving that we should be looking at these sort of talents. Then keep going back and going like, oh, it's the same fight over and over again. It's Triple H versus Roman Reigns. It's John Cena versus Triple H. It's the same routine over and over again. And Vince McMahon should get his fingers out his arse, look to what he's got, look towards the future and go, let's get these guys up here. They're starting to leak through now. You've got Kevin Owens. You've got, as I said before, Sami Zayn coming in. Bayley's on the verge of coming up as well.
Yeah, I've got something to say about that later.
Yeah, flat face Bayley. But it should not be that. It should. End of the day, it's technically an academy. It's a wrestling academy. Right? It should be the step going up. So if you do a year in NXT, then you take your step up. But there's a handful of wrestlers that have been on there for coming on 2 years?
Longer than that. Tyler Breeze was there since the FCW days.
Yeah, exactly. And you got Samoa Joe. He's still just knocking round.
But to be fair, he's only been there, 4 or 5 months?
And the rest? I thought he'd been longer than that.
No, not that long. He was there. He was there when we went to NXT in Blackpool. He'd been there at NXT for a couple of months before then. So maximum he's been there is about 7 months.
So,
but he's due to come up. He is due. He's ready to come up.
Exactly. So it's annoying that they keep going back to the same boring storylines in like Raw and SmackDown, and it's getting tedious now. It really is. It's getting to the point where you see a feud starting happening or something should happen. You go, oh look, it's such and such from 6 months ago. Here we go.
This is it.
That's what's frustrating. It really is. It's like my eldest son. He's 12, and he's starting to get the know-how of the wrestlers and who they are and where they're from and all that. And he's even starting to come and say, "Oh, but you did this like a year ago. You did this 2 years ago." You can't do that.
No.
You're supposed to. For this day and age, you're going to have to keep it fresh. You're going to have to learn something new. Fair enough. They've got AJ Styles in, going straight in against Jericho. Right, fair enough. Very similar fighting styles. They've got very similar egos, that sort of thing. And for AJ Styles, all of a sudden coming from nowhere to somewhere to now going up as number one contender, where's that come from?
It's just his popularity. Popularity equals success.
Well,
so
there's bigger wrestlers on the roster at NXT than is AJ Styles. Crying out loud, they finally announced Austin Aries. Austin Aries is wrestling NXT. Austin Aries is a lot bigger than AJ Styles, in my mind. Finn Balor as well. That guy's absolutely bloody amazing. He's possibly one of the greatest showman wrestlers known of this decade, quite happily. And for him to get completely ignored, it's mind-blowing. It is absolutely mind-blowing. It's like... Yeah, I know they've got to play to a wider audience. I know they've got to look towards what the American population think. It's just, it's frustrating. It really is. There's just, anger.
It's to be fair, like at least it's giving NXT is giving people a platform, and it's people are getting worldwide exposure, which they wouldn't normally get. People like Finn Balor. Okay, he was huge in Japan, but if you went into the Japanese scene, you wouldn't have heard of him. That's true. But if in Japan you're into the Japanese scene, more than likely you'd have heard of John Cena and people like that. Because they tour worldwide.
It's unfortunate because when you got all your independent wrestling production companies go all around the world, your three big ones that you're always going to hit out is you're going to have your ROH, your WWE, and your Mexican Electro, whatever they're called.
AAA.
Yeah, AAA. They're your three main contenders.
What about Global Farce?
Yep, them two. I'll make that four. So you come over to Europe, you got ICW. ICW?
Yeah, it's Insane Championship Wrestling.
Yeah, ICW, Insane Championship Wrestling from up in Scotland. What's that one from London?
Progress
Wrestling. You get to know them relatively all right, especially if you start going to like a local wrestling event around the corner from yourself. You start following wrestlers from that event, and then you just broaden your spectrum. But then Japan's not really heard of, and once you go literally into Asia, they go, oh yeah, WWE is great, but look at Japan, and it's the same as baseball or football over there. No one really knows who these guys are, but as soon as you go over to that end, they're massive. They're bigger than like John Cena, The Undertaker, Kane. They're bigger than all them. They're huge. So it's kind of frustrating where now if you want to get at the top of your game in wrestling, you've got to go to WWE, and that's really irritating, especially how things are going with WWE and how bad it is getting.
This is it, That's the problem with WWE having a monopoly at this moment in time, of all that. If ROH is struggling to get a TV deal, TNA is struggling to get, keep on a bleeding TV deal. I think they're on the third channel in 2 years in America. My personal opinion, I wish it'd disappear completely, but that's just my opinion.
See, I don't mind TNA. TNA's quite entertaining. At least they have a refreshing storyline. All right, 9 times out of 10 it's dreadful, but it's something new. It's something different. Whereas 10 years of WWE right now, there's been the same storyline over and over and over again.
TNA for me though is like that broken down car which you need jump leads to start every single day.
Yeah.
It still does a job. It can still get you from A to B, but, do you really want that car? Or would you rather just go and move on to something else and just scrap it?
Yeah, it's like this whole big scandal with is AJ Styles with TNA with the contract issue. He's saying, no, I didn't sign anything, and TNA kicking off saying that it is. To me, that just looks like publicity.
That's what I was thinking at the time.
Yeah, it's very, very, very much publicity for TNA because everyone's going, but AJ Styles, it goes TNA. And it's like, oh, hang on, not really hearing much TNA. Turn on TNA. There's your hook.
But the problem is, like you were saying, it was more than likely just a verbal agreement or a handshake, and that don't mean shit. It needs a signature.
Well, in any business, in any professional business, even if it is TV production or all the way down to, working in the kitchen in a restaurant, right? Unless your name is signed on a bit of paper, right, which it's explaining that you are hereby contracted to be with said company, you're not going to get anywhere.
Well, this is it,
We've all been there when someone went to me, oh, I've got a job if you want it. Yeah, go for it. 2 weeks later, and I'm phoning back up. You got a job there still? It's like, no, I'm afraid not. It's like,
no.
Now I can do that. Contract. Yeah. Anyway, back on to what we were talking.
Yes, shall we get into the NXT Takeover?
Yeah.
Yeah, we started off anyway, didn't we, with the NXT Tag Team Championship match with the American Alpha versus the Revival. What a fucking opener this was.
I tell you what, American Alpha was such a joy to watch.
Oh.
They really were. Everything connected, the moves connected, the synchronization of them tagging in and out, it worked. There was no fault with it.
Well, in theory,
same as Dash and Dawson as well. Their connection was brilliant. And see them acting the whole heel and being frustrated and angry because they're getting, with American Alpha getting one up on them.
Yeah.
It was great, but it's nice once again to see another tag team taking the championship because they've had it for yonks.
Yeah, the Revival have had it for a while. And they are both great tag teams with both with great chemistry. It's even more so amazing with American Alpha because it weren't, they're technically a thrown together tag team. It just so happens that they're very similar in style, style of wrestling.
Yeah,
just one's a lot bigger than the other.
That's it. I can think of a handful of people who were like that when they first started off. The Dudley Boys, they were separate wrestlers when they first came on the scene of wrestling. And someone said, "Oh, you two should be tag teams," and they hit off like a house on fire.
Yeah, thank you, Heyman.
Yeah, exactly. What's it? The Hardy Boys. Now, they've always been together, but they tend to do their own stuff. But once in a while, they do come back together and still have that chemistry.
There's two different types of wrestler which complemented each other. Now, I'm down in the books. I used to be a massive Hardy Boys fan. But now, now more as I get older and more I look at them, the more I realise that the more, well, especially Jeff, he's more of a spot monkey. Sorry, Helen, this might upset you, but that's just my opinion. Matt, I've less of an issue with because he can actually do the fundamentals a lot better. He can do the ground and pound. He can grapple. He can do solid wrestling, but he can also do the high risk stuff if needed. And he can do it all. It's Jeff Hardy for me. He can do a little bit of that, but he's more of a spot monkey, if you ask me.
Yeah,
bit of a spot monkey.
Fine if that's your own view, but I personally think he's by far the most superior wrestler over Matt. But fair enough.
Is it. But back to this match anyway. And I just thought, like I say, it was a great match. There was a few sloppy moments. There was a couple of botches, but
you fucked up.
Yeah, botchamania chant going on there. But I thought it was a great match. You could tell it meant something to Gable because he was in tears when he got hold of the belts. It actually meant something to him, which shows how much NXT means to some of these guys.
Yeah, definitely. It's that multi-million-dollar contract.
Eventually. Eventually.
It's not going to go straight. Bob, there's $1 million. Have fun.
They're not on a lot of money in NXT.
It's the pinnacle of all.
This is it.
Of all wrestlers, it's like any sports. You're in motor racing. You either want to, depends what brand you're in. If you want to do WRX, rally, that's your high point. If you want to go down the single seat in racing, Formula One or the Indy 500, that's your high point.
Well, this is it. To use something I'm into is Formula One. Is another sport that I'm into. If you're an up and coming driver, there's not many seats obviously that are normally available in the top cars because everyone's after him. So what do? You sign for a midfielder at best or a back marker and show and prove yourself what you can do in not machinery that's not so good. This is what you do in NXT. Is you go to NXT and went, right, I'm not on the main roster, but I'm going to show these guys what I can do. And eventually I will be up there, getting my Wrestlemania moment and getting title shots and all that. But you need to start from the bottom and work your way up, and that's how you prove yourself and how you pay your dues.
Look when can't believe we're going to actually use him. Roman Reigns first came on the scene, the whole Shield shebang.
To be fair, they was pushed to the main. They were pushed to the moon from the get go.
Yeah, it was like, Roman Reigns. Who the fuck's he? Okay, and all of a sudden, there he is. He's now main eventer. Yeah,
it's been 3 years to be fair, but he's also green as goose shit. He's only been wrestling for 3 years.
Exactly.
Well, a bit long. He's been training a little bit, but he wasn't. He's not an indie guy. He's always been with the WWE.
Yeah, they saw something that no fucker else has, and no fucker else still sees it.
He just needs work on his promos. If he gets over his promos, he's boring as fuck, his character. Anyway, we're on the tangent anyway. We'll go on. Should we go on to the next match?
Go for it.
The next match on the card was Austin Aries versus Corbin. I've got to feel sorry for Austin Aries in this. I really do. To have your debut against someone like Corbin, who's 7 foot million.
Yeah.
And he's only 5.5 foot, so it's like David and Goliath. It's like a child looking at the naughty head teacher, looking up. It's
the commentary said. It says Austin Aries excels in this. He always goes for the bigger target because he knows how to handle himself and he knows how to get around things.
The bigger they are, the harder they fall.
Yeah. But when you look upon like Rey Mysterio and that fantastic, funny match against the Big Show, and he was just knocked about left, right, and centre, but he ended up winning it, didn't he? So it was funny. But that was too much. Whereas everyone knows how Austin Aries fights. Everyone knows how technical he is. Everyone knows he can overcome the odds.
Well, this is it. Why not give him somebody that can go with his pace? I mean, Corbin, let's be honest, he's an awkward shape. He's like Edge. Problem is he hasn't got Edge's talent.
And incredibly bold.
He's going bald, yes. Yeah, balding Corbin.
Oh, dear.
But, but the only thing he's got one good move, and he's tall. He's not even in fucking shape. He's.
Oh, I go. What was it? Oh, Matt did say in the most comedy moment was he's got the sorting hat for Harry Potter into his stomach. Now if you go and watch a replay of any of Corbin's fights and you watch that, you can now not unsee it.
Indeed,
that's it stuck in your head.
Thanks for that, Alan. That'll be my forever image of that now. Thank you.
Yeah.
But I really don't know why Corbin was in this match, especially seeing he was actually randomly put in a Memorial Battle Royal and at WrestleMania. Because why would you not put someone like Apollo Crews in his place to take on Austin Aries? That would have given Austin Aries such a good platform to show what he could do.
True, but the problem with Apollo Crews is he's a box wrestler. Right? He does move after move after move, but the very pickups, throwdowns, occasional suplex. Whereas Austin Aries, he's technical, he's fast, he's quick. He'll get round things. He'll do things that other people won't expect. As the
Cruz has got pace.
As the commentary said, it says with versing against Austin Aries, you've got to think 3 moves ahead. He's like chess. Right, because he goes, right, if I do this, I'll do this next, and I'll do that next.
Well, Cruz could have put him over. I reckon.
If I can get hold of him, I'll do this.
I think Cruz could have put him over. Well, could have put him over. He would have put on a much better match than fucking Corbin would have done.
I think it was genuinely put there to knock him into place. Because, as William Regal did say, since you're getting too big for your boots.
There is that.
Yeah, so to have Austin Aries to come on and go like a well-known wrestler from TNA, a well-known wrestler throughout the whole world, to go, Boff, there we go, and who we're going to put in there, let's just get someone back into it, put down a place or two. There we go, get Corbin in there.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I see where you're coming from, but yeah, it wasn't a great match.
No,
it wasn't a great debut.
It was quite entertaining. It was one of those bits where you can pick out bits of the match and go, yeah, that was pretty good. Yeah, that was good. That was dreadful.
The fact that Austin Aries had to win his debut match by a fucking roll-up says everything to me. I'm not being funny. It just shows what they're going to actually do with him.
Oh, he'll be amazing.
He'll be the next mate. If he goes to the main roster, he's going to be the next fucking Jamie Noble.
Yeah, I'd like to see him when this whole cruiserweight thing comes in.
Oh yeah, he'll be in that guaranteed. That's the whole fucking reason he's been brought in.
Yeah,
he'll be in that. He'll be in that. He will be in that. Yeah. Right, we'll go on to the next match then, which, Christ, Zayn versus Nakamura. Talking about pits and troughs. Peaks and troughs. Jesus,
that was a fantastic.
Yeah. Match. That match, and I'm willing to say this now, is the best match I have seen since I got back into professional wrestling in 2010.
Yeah.
Easily.
I agree with that.
Better than any of the final battles. Better than any match.
I adore Nakamura. I adore his style. I adore his everyone says freaky way of playing things, but he's just his Japanese anime
That's
fan.
Just his natural charisma. Do you mean?
He takes a lot of influence from that and puts it into himself and into his way of style.
Did you see the way he ducked the first grapple? He just ducked it and waved it off and just nonchalantly walked away.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, this, for the first, just so much as that, and it was like, okay, this is going to be the most awesome 25 minutes ever.
I'd love to see him against the Wyatt family. That would be absolutely freaking hilarious. That would be the most fucked up match ever known to man.
Mate, I'd watch Nakamura wrestle a fucking mop for an hour. Mate, seriously, he was that good. I mean, he had everything. He had that, and then he had his brutality, the brutal side of him when he was stamping on Zayn's head through the ropes.
Yeah.
It was like I say, it was brutal, but not over the top. It was. The elbows. I could have watched that all day.
Yeah.
It felt like we were, but I could have done it.
Sami Zayn again. Unbelievable. Now, I'm going to openly admit this. This was the first ever match I ever saw him in.
Well, fair play,
So, excuse me. And so.
I'm going to break kayfabe, mate. You've got that final battle. I'll let you borrow a copy of my Final Battle 2010. If you've watched the main event of that, mate, you've seen Sami Zayn.
Well, I probably have done it because you can't remember it.
Yeah, he's El Generico as well. Yeah, he's known as El Generico.
It was absolutely brilliant. He was fast. He was quick. He kept up the pace with Nakamura.
Yeah, I was just about to say he kept up to him.
He's a natural fast fighter. So for him, completely different style of wrestling. He was all about the moves, the drops, the bombs, everything. Whereas Nakamura, it's all about style, grapples, submissions, knees, everything like that. So to have two different styles of fighting going on at each other and working really, really well.
Yeah, their chemistry was off the charts.
Exactly. They were bouncing off each other. So in the literal sense, so it was a damn good match. If anyone hasn't seen that match,
get it watched.
Get it watched
now. Stop what you're doing. If you're feeding your baby, put that bottle down, put the baby down, and watch that match. Seriously, anything.
Go watch the match.
Seriously, if you're doing CPR on somebody, stop the CPR and watch this match.
Yeah,
seriously, it's that important. It's that good. Watch that match.
It really was.
Yeah, just everything in it. It was just the crowd were chanting "Fight Forever," and they weren't wrong.
I'm just double checking on the rosters. Someone's put on like each of the matches. So you've got your men's championships, your women's championships, tag teams, and this is the actual saying he used. Oh my god, this is actually happening match.
Yeah, it's the wow. This is the Internet Geek cream dream.
Exactly. So yeah, definitely watch it. Go for it. Go on, off your shot.
Yeah, indeed.
Ignore us. We'll keep talking. We're good.
Yeah, we'll just talk about random Blackpool issues, you know. Anyway, next match. We'll go into the next match because there's not really much else to say about that. It was just perfect. Perfect. 5-star. Meltzer. 5-star. Gotta be. If it's not, there's something wrong.
Yeah.
Next match. Another amazing match.
Asuka's ass.
G.
That's all I have to say is Asuka's ass.
How cute is Asuka? How cute is Asuka? She's nice.
So
but you wouldn't mess her. You don't mess with her.
Asuka with Nakamura. Both got very similar fighting styles.
They have.
If you watch them, she's all about the knees, all about getting into submissions.
You're not about you. She's all about the arse.
Fighting style. But it's also got that same mentality, the same charisma, using the whole Japanese traditional dress and the mask and that bloody grin. Oh,
that grin. Melt.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Bayley also, I'm not a massive fan of Bayley. A lot of people.
I like Bayley. I have a soft spot for Bayley.
I will say now, she's the John Cena of the female world, and that's what's puts me off.
Don't say that.
It's got to that stage now where she is. She is the John Cena of the female world.
No, because if she was John Cena of the female world, she would have slapped Asuka a new one and fucking pinned her in about 5 minutes. Nah. But to be fair,
I think Bayley has a flat face, and a lot of my mates are going, "Oh, she's fit. She's fit," and I'm there going, "No, she isn't."
Horses for courses and all that,
But I've followed Asuka a few years now, especially on the Japanese scene, so they are enjoyable. She is a very enjoyable wrestler to watch.
She is.
When she smiles, when she has a certain grin, shit's going down.
Yes.
She's absolutely brutal. She's fast. She can take it.
She's ruthless.
Yeah, she's brilliant. Her submission holds are fantastic. Possibly one of the best ones I saw. She won it by submission as well, didn't she?
She did.
Yeah, that last submission. It
wasn't a submission. It was she passed out.
Yeah,
so she can say that she didn't give up. She passed out.
No, she didn't. And that's her trait for Bayley, isn't it? It's that she'll never give up. Whereas Asuka pinned her, and just that was it. It was done.
This is it. But Bayley, like I say,
I can't remember what they actually called the submission move.
I can't remember, but
it's something like Asuka's
an Asuka lock. I think it's just an Asuka lock.
Yeah, an Asuka lock, but it can be applied in 3 different ways. So
yeah,
it's fantastic. Able to get a submission move to apply it in 3 different ways is fantastic. All right, you got your triple crossface. That's one way. Your figure of 4. That's another way. Walls of Jericho. That's another. That's one way. But for her,
but that's what I mean. How do you transition from the Walls of Jericho style move into a fucking chin lock?
Yeah, well,
how do you do that? It defies belief. It's possible, but like I say, that's also down to Bayley and how she can sell and Bayley's ability. Definitely. I think she's definitely a future WWE Women's Champ.
Yeah,
definitely.
She's the next one to come up. They've said it.
Well,
she's going to be the next one to come up.
Well, this is what I was going to say. I had this conversation with Darren, the other day, and we were mentioning that all the main decent women are there, and the crowd were shouting Bayley. When they had the main coronation for the Women's Championship on Raw, and Darren was like saying, "Yeah, there's Bayley isn't there." I was like, "Well, yeah, there's probably a good reason why Bayley's not there right now because there's a lot of dead wood."
Yeah.
There is a lot of dead wood at the minute in the WWE in the women's division, and if she went up now, there is a very, very, very high risk that she could be lost in the mix. I mean, at the minute in the main event, there's not even any room for her at the minute. You know, and even the Bellas have just retired. Look how busy it is.
Yep.
You know, Brie announced today that she's retired from in ring.
Yep.
So you know, you've got at least 10 not divas anymore, women's wrestlers there, and you know, if you bring her in, she could be easily lost in the mix. Not, you know, she's got the talent obviously to stand out, but you've got to rely on WWE's bookers.
Yeah.
And personally, I'm glad that she's kept down in NXT for a bit, because hopefully now she can have a series of matches with Asuka while WWE does some housework on the roster.
Yep.
And when the time's right, she will then come up.
Definitely, I fully agree on that. But as it says, I'm not a massive fan of her, but she's got a massive following. So
this is it. She's got a massive. Yeah, she's all about the younger audience, and you know, I can't fault that. You know, you need to have people for everybody. You know, you've got your Sasha Banks, and you've got, you know, your Charlottes, and you've got your Becky Lynch's. And, you know, they're all aimed at certain different, you know, fan bases. Bayley's very, very popular with the kids.
Oh, definitely.
So, you know, there's a market for her there. So, one day she'll come up, and you know, she's going to bleed and tear the house down.
Oh, it'll be a shock to the crew, but it'll be worth watching.
Yeah. And on that note, we'll move on to the main event of the night, which is Joe versus Balor. And
this match, all because of one slight incident, it got brutal.
You see, I'm going to say this match is the perfect example of how PG can fucking ruin an amazing match. So on paper, it could have been match of the night.
Oh, yeah.
It really could, but thanks to the stop-start nature of it, with the medics coming in and pushing, you know, coming in and mopping up the blood off Joe's face, then, you know, it wasn't given the chance. Now, the way I see it is, if Joe had issues with this cut and he couldn't see, and it was getting in the way, or Balor had issues with it, you know, it was, you know, they could have called the medic over themselves, you know, got a word with the ref, and the ref could have signalled. I mean, at one point, the ref even put through the fucking X sign up. It's like, what? It's a nick across his eyes. Worst case scenario, shove some super glue in it and have go. You know?
Definitely. But as it says, that was an incident that shouldn't have happened, generally because Finn's head battered the side of his eye, which caused the bleed.
Yeah, it was a little bit too vigorous of a headbutt.
People going on saying, "Oh, it's the punches." He goes,
"No, it was a headbutt. It was a rogue headbutt."
He actually had a replay back.
Yeah, it was a rogue headbutt.
But another thing is seeing Samoa Joe at least lost a shit ton of weight and able to fight the way he did there. He was agile, he kept up with Finn. And Finn's known for his ferocity and for general all-out. So it was good to see, I wouldn't say an aged wrestler, but a wrestler who's been on the scene for a lot longer than I can remember.
Yeah, Joe has been around a while.
Exactly. How long was that match? What, 25 minutes? Thereabouts?
Yeah, it was less than that. But
no, it was about 25 minutes.
I think they had to call an audible because of the cut. So it was cut a little bit short. So I think it was meant to be. Like 2.5 hours the whole show, but it was cut 15 minutes early. So I think it was down to the injury to Joe's eyebrow. But like I say, if he was having such an issue with it, he should have called the ref over.
No.
Or made a signal to the ref and say, "Look, I'm having problems with this." Other than that, let it fucking go. It's not aimed at children, this NXT. It's aimed at pure wrestling fans.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what it's aimed at.
At the end of the day,
we're used to seeing things like that.
It's the whole persona of WWE. They're trying to aim at the younger audience. And unfortunately, a lot of people, we were saying on, after we watched Wrestlemania, we had a radio station on from America to listen to, and they were talking about the wrestlers and the pre-matches and that, and everyone's going on saying like, "Oh, it's aimed at kids." Of course, it's aimed at kids. End of the day, that's where they aimed at. Or you got your die-hard fans who've been watching it since day one, and they're going, "Oh, it's not as good as it used to be." Yeah, because that was a different generation. That was a different time. Now you've got the internet. Now you've got access on your phones. So every kid's going to sit there and goes, "Oh, I want to watch some wrestling," and put that on. WWE's going to come up. Right? So end of the day, they cannot be as brutal as they used to be in attitude, or further back, even back in the hardcore days of the late 90s. They can't do it. It's just not physically possible now, because if they start doing that now, right, they're going to lose a massive chunk of their audience.
Well, there's another thing what they could have done, because of the issues of the blood and everything, and they obviously wanted to clear it away. And oh no, not blood. What he could have done is he could have been on top. He could have wrestled. Kept bleeding, done his bit. Well, as soon as Balor got on top, he signaled the ref over. Sort me eye out, quick. Sort it out. I was on top and use it as a heel tactic to try and disrupt Balor's flow.
Yeah.
Rather than just go, oh look, Balor's just clothesline knocked him to the deck. Oh look, let's clean it up now. Rather than allowing him to take advantage of it, that would have been better and allowed it. It would allow WWE officials to clean the blood up. Make sure it was okay, but while also it would have helped the match. It would have helped the story of the match, because he's using it to his advantage to stop the attacks of Balor.
Yeah, definitely.
That's the way I would have done it, but I think there was an audible then, because it was, I think it was like a roll-up or sort of thing, wasn't it? It finished.
Yeah.
Off the corner, but do you notice it? I think it was done as a tribute to Trav, because Trav had a match with Devitt at PCW. And it was finished. The match finished exactly the same way.
Yeah, you could perceive that. You could perceive many other different ways.
I was hoping it was okay. I will say I'm wishful thinking. I think because of the tribute that Trav had on. He had Trav's stars on his hand painted on. Yeah. As a tribute to him. Well, anyway, that could be wishful thinking. But like I say, I thought the match. On paper, it should have knocked it out of the park. But for me, it was a little bit disappointing because of WWE.
Oh yeah.
Cleaning up and disrupting the match.
As say Nakamura's match, but at the end of the day, it was enjoyable. It was good. There was, apart from the ladder match of WrestleMania, there was nothing. That match wouldn't have been out of place on WrestleMania.
I'll agree with that.
It wouldn't have been out of place. So
this is it.
Hats off to them. They did a good job.
Overall, it was a great show. Absolutely amazing show.
Samoa Joe gets that stitched up, because it was a nasty gash. Yeah,
he'll be right as rain before you know it, mate.
Oh yeah.
So, also, you notice Bobby Roode was in the ringside.
Yeah.
Bobby Roode. I mean, how fucked off must James Storm be right now?
Oh, pretty
much. I'll go back to TNA, I'll reform beer money. Oh, shit. Roode's contract's up. Bye! Yeah. The next thing you know, he's in NXT a couple of days later. Oh, you fool. And I think he's signed for 3 years. I'm not certain, but I think he's signed for 3 years. By that point, Roode will be 41 and be winding down his career, and that'll be bit. Could you imagine beer money in NXT? They're probably called Stout Money or something, because they've got to change their names, haven't they? But Guinness Money.
Can't really call it Guinness Money because of trademark.
Oh, okay, then cheap plonk money then.
Yeah.
Stephanie was in the crowd as well. She's one of them. So right, she should be getting booed. I don't think she was meant to be kayfabe, was it?
No.
But why not? She started booed. She made it work for it. Apparently, Vince was backstage as well. I don't know if this is confirmed, but apparently he was backstage as well. Seeing what all this NXT fuss was all about.
Yeah, it was good.
It's about time. Right, so now we're going straight into the WrestleMania 32 shit fest that was. So, should we go straight into it and just take a huge bite out of the shit sandwich?
Let's go for it.
Right.
Ladders match.
Well, we'll do it in order. I know you want to talk about the ladders match, but we'll get there. We will get there. First match on the pre-show was Kalisto versus Ryback for the US Championship. What did you make of this clusterfuck?
Pointless.
Yeah, it wasn't. For me,
a dreadful match.
Oh, it wasn't dreadful. I suppose.
It was terrible. It was shoddy. They were only wrestling just to fill the space for a championship match. Right? That shouldn't have happened. Simple as.
Yeah, I suppose. The way I saw it was just a standard pay-per-view opener. It wasn't anything special. It wasn't anything terrible. It was just your standard, stereotypical US Championship match at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
and it had no place. If I'm absolutely honest, it was no surprise it would end up on the pre-show.
Yeah, it just wasn't good.
It was one of the matches that nobody really came out of it looking good.
It was one of those matches that no one cared about.
Well, there is that as well, because everyone was still filing into the building when it was happening, But it was one of the matches where Ryback was fucked from the get-go, because if he won the championship of a guy who was smaller than him.
Yeah.
It meant now, it would be like me, finding a 15, well, it's not even a 15, a 10-year-old kid and saying, right, I'm fighting you.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean anything. Whereas if he lost, which he did do, he lost to a guy half his weight.
Yeah.
And half his size. I mean, maybe it's where his gimmick is bigger, he's better, and I'm better than you because I'm jacked.
Yeah.
And I'm Vince McMahon's Green Dream. That's his gimmick.
It's not a very good gimmick.
It's a very, 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 very bland, I've got no personality style of gimmick. It's body beautiful gimmick, isn't it? But it didn't look good on him because his whole gimmick is basically, like I say, I should be beating big little guys like that, and he got beat. Simple as.
Yeah.
End of. Next match.
It was simple as. It was dreadful.
It was, yeah. There was nothing special. You've not missed out if you've not seen it. Next match, another one. 5-on-5 Divas match, and I was scared to call this a piss break match because I was in the presence of Roy, Ricky, and Zack Knight, so I could call this a piss break match at the fear of getting my back broken. So it was a very good match. It was highly entertaining. I loved it, and I was riveted. I didn't leave my seat at all to go to the toilet. I stayed in my seat, and I didn't even go for a beer. Oh, am I kidding? I'm fucking lying. It was awful. It was fucking awful. So Lana, the only main highlight from this is Lana, where she came in the ring and wasn't terrible.
I still love her.
Yeah, Lana's great,
The Russian from Florida, is it?
Oh yeah, the ravishing Russian from Florida.
Yeah, well, she's still like half Russian, isn't she? So
yeah,
it was enjoyable. She was very entertaining. She did what she set out to do.
She's got a bit of Bulgarian in her as well.
That's a bad joke.
It's a bad joke. It was bound to happen.
And it was Bulgarian. It was Belarus.
Oh, okay.
Bruch.
But the other thing that was very, very noticeable, there wasn't even that many people in the building at the time, especially for the size of the venue.
Also, it's not like Paige was just an afterthought in there. She wasn't. As Mateus said, she's fallen from grace. She looks
ill.
Yeah, she does look on them.
She looks ill. She just does not look healthy at this moment in time. Compare her to WrestleMania ago.
Yeah.
Just compare her in a year. She's just. Oh, I'm not being funny. She must be taking something.
I don't think she's taking something. I think she's not taking anything. Her food intake, her water intake, she's looking very anemic.
There is that. She just does not look healthy. That's all. She just, for one reason or another, she just does not look healthy. And she's very talented. That's the problem. And she just, it pains me to say it. Speaking of something though, somebody that wasn't very talented. Somebody that, has no real, business being in a wrestling ring, in my opinion, and that's Eva fucking Marie. Oh my god. Did you hear the boos that she got? Eva Marie, she had no business in the fucking ring. I mean, like I said, the venue was not even half full, maybe half full at most, and the boos were deafening.
Oh yeah, she shouldn't have been there, full stop.
No. But it was just a waste of time, just something to get Total Divas over, Total Divas won the match, and it was like the swan song for the Divas name, in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely.
That's it. Because after that, Lita came out with a women's championship and unveiled it. So
I like it, but a lot of people said, "My God, is that it?"
I did it. To be fair, they talk about putting the talent across. But yeah, Lita came out with the new women's championship, and I quite like it.
Yeah, I do. It's a nice little piece. So, if anyone doesn't know, it's a white pearlescent belt with a almost ruby-like center with the WWE symbol. Each side has half a face with like an eyelash sort of thing. So it's very, it's like an outline of a face with an eyelash. It looks very smart, actually, to be honest. So, but it's once again looking on Twitter, looking on Instagram and Facebook, and a lot of people were slating it, saying like, "Oh, it looks bland, it looks boring." But coming from a Divas belt, which it looked like it belonged on a whore or a prostitute, in a sense. So they've definitely stepped it down. They made it more nominal. It still looks good. They've changed the title completely from Divas to Women's Championship, and I think that's a bold move, and I hope it works for him. I really do.
I can't see it not working. I really can't. I mean, it gives the women the Women's Championship an equal footing as such as the men's, exactly. Because it looks exactly the same except just a different colour.
Yeah, and the metal plaques on the side are completely different.
I can imagine them being interchangeable.
I think
the men's one, like the men's championship, it should be interchangeable, and it'd be good.
Yeah, can't complain.
Right, we'll go to the next match. And there's a funny little story for this for me, anyway. The Dudleys versus the Usos, because the match was about to start, and it was all, my phone fell over in the bar because we was watching the pre-show on the phone because they didn't have it on the big screens.
Yeah.
And then just so people, I was at the PCW screening for this, for WrestleMania, so I was in Preston after the PCW show, watching WrestleMania in the pub a couple of doors down with some talent. But yeah, I was watching the pre-show on my phone, and the phone fell over. It was propped up on a couple of glasses, just kept up so everyone could see. And it toppled over. I thought, I better go pick this up so everyone can see. So I went to put my arm out. Now, I'd had a few jars, so I was let's just say my judgment wasn't great. Are you still with me, Alan?
Yeah, I'm still here.
And I kind of may have accidentally knocked over a full pint of lager, and it went all over my phone.
Ah, you idiot.
So we kind of lost the match. But luckily, my phone's a waterproof phone, so luckily the phone survived. So I'm lucky I'm not, £300 out of pocket with a new phone.
Oh, you donut.
But we lost. We didn't watch this match. I ended up having to watch this match today, and I didn't really miss anything.
Not really, no. It was going to be obvious what the way it was planning out and the way it was acting. You can tell that the Usos are going to win this, and Dudleys being the Dudleys. Oh, we're not going to have any more tables. We don't want to be the nostalgic people that we're claiming to be. And boff, there we go. There was the tables. But the twist at the end, I rather enjoyed. It's always nice to see the Dudleys getting put through their own tables.
Yeah,
that was the only part. The match itself was dull. There was nothing exciting. It was just not an entertaining match, bar from the end.
No, I've got to agree with that.
It was dull.
Yeah.
For a pre-show match is supposed to be the warm-up event. It's supposed to get everyone in the mood, get everyone all excited. The WrestleMania is going to happen. Here's a pre-match. Yeah, no. And this is why, like last year, they should have kept the Battle Royale in the pre-show.
Yeah, I kind of agree. After now we've seen the Battle Royale, I do think, it should have been in the pre-show, and perhaps actually make this match or the US match as part of the show, but ramp it up to 11.
Yeah, pretty much.
But it is what it is, and it wasn't terrible, it wasn't great. It was just a match. It was there, and it was just there to fill a time slot.
Yeah,
basically. We're going into the main show now, and we had the Intercontinental Ladder match,
Brilliant.
Which was, match of the night. You've been looking forward to talking about this, I can tell.
Oh, yeah. that match was fantastic. Everyone, bar from The Miz, in my mind, was.
Actually, even The Miz pulled it out last night because his selling job was brilliant.
Yeah,
his selling jobs.
They're at the 100%. They went at it. Kevin Owens. I'm not a massive fan of him. I'll openly admit that. But it was enjoyable. He kept the entertainment going. Same as Zayn as well. It was nice to see him outside of NXT.
Yeah.
I'll say this now. He pretty much owned that match. That match was his.
Yeah, it was showcase.
It was just, look at me, everyone stare at me, watch me do this, watch me do that, yeah.
This is how you showcase Sami Zayn, this is how you showcase Kevin Owens.
Yeah, and thumbs up to Stardust for paying homage to his dad, Dusty Rhodes.
Yeah.
I've never been a massive fan of him. I've always preferred Goldust, generally because I think he's an idiot and I think he's brilliant. But
no wrong with that.
Yeah, but Stardust I've never been a fan of, or he's found a bit an egotistical wanker, basically. I don't know if I can describe him. But he was good. He was entertaining. The whole shenanigans with the ladder, swinging it left, right, and centre, twatting people with it. I thought it was fun. That was a fun part. You don't get to see that much these days.
No.
Apart from Goldust and occasionally Stardust when he does something silly. Right? They're your two entertaining. They're the entertaining side of wrestling.
Yeah.
They've said from the start, this is what we're going to do. This is how we're going to play it. We don't want any titles. We don't want this. We're here to have fun.
Nothing wrong with that, mate. It's a way to make a living.
Exactly. You know, you can tell who's the title-hungry maniacs, and you can tell who's the ones who just generally want to have a good time. Like New Day. Fair enough for tag team champions, but they're there to have fun.
Yeah, they're just enjoying being able to have their own creative freedom and do what they want to do.
Exactly.
I mean, there's no way is anyone going to tell me that creative thought of giving Xavier Woods a fucking trombone. There's no way.
Fucking legend. I hated New Day. I'll say this now. I was not a massive fan of New Day. I thought, oh my god, what the hell is this? Oh, and then they've grown on me to the point where, no, they're here to have fun. They're going to take the piss out of everything. That I really hope some mad idiot at WWE HQ thinks we should sell these cereals. We'll make an absolute fortune off it.
This is it.
They really should do it because it will be brilliant.
Aye. But this ladder match, like I say, for me, it stole the show. You know,
It was
spot with
fast,
Stardust
it was
and
entertaining.
that spot with Stardust and Sin Cara was brutal.
Oh yeah.
You know, I genuinely feared for Kevin Owens at one point.
Yeah, because he was knocked out. He was at one point.
You just wanted him to move. You really did. And then you just thankfully find out it was just a really good fucking bit of selling.
It really was. It was that sort of match would not be out of place in the Attitude Era. It really wouldn't. It's a rarity. You see that sort of match in these days. I can't think of any of them recently.
Don't think if it had tables and steel chairs in it would have been a fucking Attitude Era match.
Definitely, it was. Everyone was at the 100%, and they went for it. It was fantastic.
What did you think of the result?
A bit cheesy, but as he said when he won it was like, I'm now going to go back and get the picture taken with what's his name. And a few hours later on Instagram, Buffett turned up, and it was a corker of a picture. So I'm happy for him. I really am.
I think he deserves it. I mean, I was having a bit of an argument with someone on Facebook earlier today, saying, "What's he done to deserve it?" It was not today. It was a few days ago, just after we'd won it Monday, I think. And it was saying, "Well, what's he done to deserve it?" It says he's not done anything. I just said, "Well, he's been booked to do nothing for 2 fucking years. It's not he's chosen to do nothing."
Yeah, exactly.
He's chosen to do. He's been booked to do nothing for 2 years, and he's been patient, and he's waited his time, and he's had his WrestleMania moment. Okay, you lost it the next night, but no one's going to be able to take away that WrestleMania moment.
Exactly, and that's what he wanted. He wanted the Intercontinental Championship. He wanted to go take a picture, and that'll be me. And if he even said it, if he was to retire today, he'd be happy. he's got what he wanted.
This is it. And for me, it's a very, very, very clever bit of booking as well, which I will go into later. Because Kevin Owens got put into the... Well, The Miz took the belt off Ryder the next night.
Yeah.
But what that does, it takes Kevin Owens completely out of the Intercontinental Championship era scene.
Yeah, definitely.
Main reason being that because he's going straight for the World Championship now. He's borderline he's upper mid carder anyway now, going up towards the main, to the World Heavyweight Championship.
It's too soon.
You think it's too soon?
Yeah. He's a good wrestler, he's entertaining, but for someone that young, and he just needs to calm down the eagerness, if you know what I mean.
Mm.
The whole KO mania, that irritated me.
I enjoyed it. It's like he's part of his gimmick is his ego.
Yeah.
And he's trying to say that the WrestleMania was his show. I kind of understand. I can understand that because he was a big fish in ROH in a average sized pond.
Yeah.
Now he's just he's got that ego could come with him. That came across well when he was doing all these KO Mania promos, and the fact he's carrying it on with KO Mania 2 in his promo on Raw.
Yep.
Which I enjoyed. Well, you think it's too soon? We're going to go into the next match now. AJ Styles versus Jericho. Do you not think it's too soon for AJ Styles in that respect?
Yeah, he shouldn't have. I'll still say this now. He shouldn't have gone for. Rephrase that. He shouldn't go for the title because it's, as I said, he's number one contender. Like I said before, where's that come from? All right, I know they want new talent and they want new storylines, but out of the blue, there's wrestlers that haven't even had a title shot that's been there for the past 6 years, and I just think it's it doesn't work.
Yeah, popularity though does drive booking, and I'm well documented as being not a very big AJ Styles fan, but he is popular and he's over.
That's it. I think that's what everyone wanted.
But I fear he's there to be fed to Reigns.
Yeah.
But,
I still think Reigns is going to turn heel, and it's all going to be about me.
His promo on Raw was very, very smug, so something is leaning towards that. In my opinion, unless he's just literally going to be that middle of the road guy where you can choose to cheer me, you can choose to boo me, and I think that would be very, very smart because it means that you're not alienating his kids. He is fairly popular with kids.
Oh yeah,
he is fairly popular. I'm not going to say he isn't, but it's not going to alienate that fan base. But if he goes like, I'm just a guy, I am the guy. I'm not a good guy, I'm not a bad guy. It's a very, very smart way of putting his character because it's not alienating his core audience. Because he did an interview not that long ago saying the adult audience is not the audience that WWE are going for.
Yeah.
They're going for kids. And if that's the case, and he's living by that, and he's got any creative input into his creative direction, I'd carry on going the way he's going and just literally being that middle of the road guy that I'm not a heel, I'm not a face, I'm just whatever you want me to be. You decide.
Yeah. But apart from that, the match itself...
AJ Styles versus Jericho.
Yeah, it was
a good match. It was an okay match.
Yeah, it wasn't... No, I found it boring and quite tedious in some places. It dragged on a bit too much.
But to be fair, AJ Styles can't keep the pace as long as he used to be able to. I'm not saying he can't, but it's his length of time that he can keep at it. He wasn't bad. He started. I think, to be honest with Jericho, as good as he is, he's starting to show his age now.
Oh, definitely.
He's 44 now. I think it should be coming to the end of his run very shortly.
Yeah. He's getting to that point now where it's like...
He needs to start slow. Well, he's only part-time as it is now, but he has had a decent run. He's been in the WE now for about 3 months.
Yeah.
Solid, and he's worked every single show. And his whole purpose is basically get AJ Styles over.
Yeah, it makes sense.
You know, but I don't get the booking on the end of the match. I mean, why did Styles go over in this match? I don't get it.
How do you mean?
Well, they've been booking him. Obviously, AJ Styles is going to be around a lot longer than Jericho is. Jericho was there. Obviously, he's been there building AJ Styles.
Mm-hmm.
Building, putting him over, getting him over. Unless they're continuing to do a feud, which I don't think they're going to do now, because AJ Styles has been, you know, this is what makes this booking even strange now, even looking back at it in hindsight. Why wouldn't he go over then to go over to be the, because he's now number one contender for the World Heavyweight Championship. So why wouldn't he go over Jericho to make him look even stronger going into that fatal four-way, if that's what they had in mind for Raw?
Yeah.
You know, it just made, you know, Jericho look like the overwhelming favourite going into that match, and then he gets bitched out. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, makes sense.
So
what you're saying.
It's just something I think. I was like, you know, looking back, I'm just scratching my head and saying, why did they do that? I mean, I would have he would have got a bigger pop at WrestleMania if he'd gone over. He'd have got a bigger pop.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my god, AJ Styles has won his match at WrestleMania, something that people never thought would ever even end up saying.
Yeah.
Never mind saying AJ Styles is at WrestleMania.
Yeah, makes sense.
So it just didn't make sense. The match itself was good, but I don't get the booking decision at the end. You know, like I say, seeing what's transpired since. Anyway, we're going from that into this, whatever this match was meant to be. The New Day versus the League of Nations.
Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, I'm not being funny, that was the only fucking highlight of that match.
Yeah, I'll agree on that one. The entrance has to be one of the greatest entrances I've seen in a long time.
That was good.
It was so funny.
It was absolute genius.
It was really good. Really enjoyed it. It was entertaining. To be honest, when they came out like that, I'm thinking, oh, this could be a good match, this. Oh, I'm up for this. And then the disappointment.
It was the League of Disappointment is what we should really call them from now on. You know, and what transpired on Raw, I'm hoping Wade Barrett realizes he's dodged a bullet. I really do.
Well, he's going anyway, apparently, isn't he?
He's on. Yeah, he's short. His contract's up shortly. So I won't be surprised as soon as his contract's up and his no compete's up. Fludder will have him on speed dial.
Oh yeah, definitely.
No doubt about it. He'll be appearing in Preston City Wrestling before the year's out.
Oh yeah.
If I'm putting money on it now that he's going to appear at the next ROH versus PCW show in November.
Hold you to that.
Yeah, I reckon it's going to be that. If he is, you want me a pint. If he isn't, I'll buy you one.
I'm up for that one.
You
heard it here, everyone.
Yeah, it's on record. But yeah, for some reason the League of Nations went over in this match, but it makes sense now because they got the title shot on Raw, which makes the WrestleMania match to build up for Raw.
I don't know.
Should that be the way it should be? He's like, yeah, we want to.
No. Well, I had this conversation yesterday with Matt. It says WrestleMania is the pinnacle of everything.
Yes.
Right. In WWE, right, your wrestling year starts from Monday Night Raw after WrestleMania
to WrestleMania.
Right? That is their year. That is their calendar for wrestling.
That's when the storyline should stop and new ones begin.
Exactly. It is the pinnacle of everything. Everything that's led up to it happens, and alright, you can drag it onto Raw. Look at Daniel Bryan. That worked because everyone loves Daniel Bryan. Right? But because WrestleMania was dreadful this year by a long shot, it didn't work, and they dragged it onto Raw. And it's like, no, you're not supposed to be doing that.
This is it. I mean, what conclusions did we get out of WrestleMania? Well, we thought we had one with Shane, but what the fuck happened the next night? You know, it's
like, no, that was wrong on so many levels. But back to the match itself, as you know, League of Nations won, and it's like, yeah, right, okay, that's great. And out comes the late 90s, early 2000s wrestling.
Yeah.
And I was just thinking, right, is this generally just because they knew how bad this is
Yeah,
gonna be,
it's like...
and what can we do to spice up? Oh, let's stick Stone Cold Steve Austin out. Yeah. Let's stick Mick Foley out. Yeah. Let's stick what's his name out. And I'm just sat there going, no, why are you doing this? All right, okay, so they're going to ring and it's going to do their finishes. And oh look, they pretty much did that. It was like, right, okay, fuck you. This is it.
Here's the thing, though. Inadvertently, when that happened, they buried both the League of Nations and the New Day, because they basically, these old timers have not wrestled a match in over, some of them are, competitively. Shawn Michaels hasn't wrestled since 2010.
Yeah.
Stone Cold even longer. Mick Foley had some weird fucking run in TNA. But these guys got bitched out to guys who have not been in the ring competitively for a hell of a long time and beat the League of Nations up and, pummeled them. And these guys have just beaten the New Day. So what does that say about the New Day?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's just, no. As much as it is nice to see these guys come out and have a little moment, because we get one every year at WrestleMania. But this year we got 2. But, yeah, why? It just made no sense.
Yeah, it just...
It
got stupid.
It did got stupid. It got really stupid. And as much as, it was nice to see Shawn Michaels in his ring attire. I mean, Mark Turner mate Mark, he was actually in tears.
Yeah.
He was that happy that he saw him in the ring here. He's a massive Shawn Michaels fan. And I'm imagining there's quite a few people out there that were exactly the same. And it was a nice moment for them, but like I say, booking-wise, it made no sense to take out the League of Nations as much as they suck and how much they are, over as heels. Well, not even over, everyone just fucking hates them. It's X-Pac he came towards. You just genuinely fucking hate them.
Yeah.
It made no sense. Speaking of no sense, we're going to the no holds barred street fight. Lesnar versus Ambrose.
That was pointless.
That was as bad as it was okay for what it was, but it wasn't what we was expecting. It was okay match. It had, it told a story. It did tell a story, but it's a street fight. Where's the hardcore?
Exactly.
Where was the hardcore?
All right. Dean Ambrose turned up with a couple of kendo sticks, batted him a bit with it, then chucked a couple of chairs at him, then pulled out his present from Mick Foley and didn't even freaking use it.
Exactly. What was the point? He gave it a look and then that was it.
If that was Mankind or Catchy Chat back in the day, that thing would be bouncing around the
This is it. It was supposed to be a hardcore match, instead we got fucking 14 suplexes.
Yeah.
It was a suplex, maybe an F5 mixed in just for a bit of spice. But it was no. I mean, if the match was any more PG, the fucking kendo sticks would have made a sponge.
Yeah, pretty much.
It was not good. It just really wasn't good.
It didn't work.
No. But also what you got to remember is this, Lesnar's had his match at WrestleMania, and he's just beat Ambrose. What's next for Ambrose now? Because Lesnar's fucked off now. He's gone for a while. What's Ambrose doing from here?
Not to my knowledge. I've no idea.
Exactly. What do you do with him? You can't book him in the main event. That's busy. You can't book him. What, he's going to go for the Intercontinental Championship again? Can you imagine him versus The Miz?
Yeah. Just,
yeah, it's a
not well thought out.
It's booking wise, unless he's going for some time off, then no, I can't see it happening. I mean, it really this match. I keep going back to it. This match should have been a hell of a lot more hardcore. I mean, look at Ambrose's past as John Moxley.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the CZW. He's had death matches. This, it's right. It should be in his. Like I say, it should be his comfort zone. Yeah, hardcore match. It just was a letdown. A huge letdown. Like I say, the match did its purpose and told the story, of Ambrose being the underdog and, being a plucky underdog and trying his best,
get right in the head.
Yeah, and, fighting adversity and, but it should, it should have had more hardcore in it. I mean, what's the point of having a no-holds-barred street fight when there's nothing when no holds where it would technically have been barred, and there was barely anything worthy of calling it a street fight?
Yeah, it was a street fight. It goes out in the street. I can think of cracking street fights when they ended up in a bar over the bloody road from the stadium.
I've seen a few. You know, I'm thinking, was it Al Snow versus Perry Saturn was one? Yeah, I can remember that was a great match. That was a great match. It actually finished up in the bar. Was he pinned on like the pool table or something stupid like that?
Like that, yeah.
You know, it was really good. Well, anyway,
it just was not a great.
No, it wasn't
enjoyable.
No, we'll go from that into something that was actually pretty damn good, and it was the WWE Women's title match. I found that highly entertaining. It was the second best match of the night for me.
No interest. It bored me.
It was so, but I think, like I say, it was a great match. I mean, everyone did their bit in this match. Everyone was solid wrestling, and I made a prediction that Becky Lynch was there for the pin. She was there to eat the pin. She didn't eat a pin, but she ate a submission. But it was the wrong person. I predicted it would be Sasha Banks. It was Charlotte that...
Yeah, everyone was gunning for Sasha.
But I was thinking they would go with the promo, saying that she's not a diva, she's a woman. But they've done something else. Like, she sort of did something similar, but in a heelish kind of way on Raw. But it was sort of like this. I've described this in my notes as the only incline in the slippery slope to the end of the show.
Yeah, that's it. It lost it.
Yeah, after this show, it was just free fall. But like I said, it had the potential to steal the show. If Bayley was there, in my opinion, if it was a 4-way, it would have stole the show, without a doubt. And like I've said now, this is the end of the era where the women's match is known as the piss break match. Because if these 3 women, soon to be 4 women, maybe even 5 when Asuka comes up, and they're in that, can you imagine that women's division in the main roster? Asuka, Bayley, Sasha Banks, Charlotte, Becky Lynch. Could you imagine that?
Yeah, I can understand. But at the same time, I lost interest. I really did after this point.
It was starting to get a bit late for us in the UK, so it was starting to get very tired.
And at this point, I'm starting to fall asleep. Now, the WrestleMania before that, I watched the whole of it. I really enjoyed this. This was brilliant. I'm carrying on. I'm wide awake.
This is it.
Before that, weren't a great WrestleMania, but, Paul was round mine, Simon was round mine, Darren was round mine, and we watched it, and it was brilliant. It was an absolute dreadful WrestleMania, but we had a good time. We kept each other awake, and it was good. But this one, it was to the point where I reckon right now go to bed. It's not the sign.
It's not the sign of a good WrestleMania. I mean, I was impressed, and getting towards the Battle Royale, I was begging for my bed. Absolutely begging for my bed. And the worst thing there was about at least a 40-minute ride in a taxi away from my bed. I was like, oh, for fuck's sake, I just want it over with. But yeah, Charlotte won. I thought it was a great women's match, very entertaining, and quite happy to see that this is going to be the future of the women's division.
And fingers crossed it'll get better, but we'll soon see.
And this is a direct message to creative in WWE. Please don't fuck this up. Please don't fuck this up, because you've got these 3 women here are absolutely phenomenal. You've got Bayley ready to come up. You've got Asuka that's going to come up in a bit. Please don't fuck this up, because this could be the most amazing women's division that you've had for the last 30 years.
Easily.
So please don't fuck this up. Speaking of fucking up storylines, Hell in a Cell.
Oh,
Hell in a Cell.
Now, I'm going to have to put in the quote from Mateus. He's asked me to put this in, genuinely, because I actually thought it was funny, and it pretty much nails it on the head. Hell in a Cell was a 30-minute build-up to one spot.
And it was.
And
it really was.
And that didn't seem as big as it should have.
Yeah.
Or, as he's called it, a fart in a church line.
Yes. Yes, it was. It was predictable. the match was unbelievably predictable.
As soon as he looked up, you're then thinking, "Oh, here we go. It's Shane McMahon going to be Shane McMahon, and he's going to."
Mate, it wasn't even that, mate. It was as soon as the bolt cutters came out.
Yeah. Although I am pretty happy because one of my all-time favourite moves is still the coast to coast, and that did make me chuckle.
Yeah, I did kind of enjoy that. I did enjoy that. There were a few little spots in there that was nice, like say the coast to coast,
but
things like that.
Proved that a 30-minute match with them two, it wouldn't work.
It's too long.
Undertaker cannot last 30 minutes. Two, Shane McMahon's been out of the ring for God knows how long. What, 2009 he left?
Something like that. Maybe even before that. I think it might have been 2008.
2008, 2009. That was the last time he wrestled. All I'm saying is, great that they've done it, and yeah, welcome back Shane McMahon and all that, but it was pointless. It was a pointless match.
It was just there so that Shane can say his kids have seen him wrestle live.
Yeah, and by the way, that was another one. Hey kids, you want me to go and see a satanic match and watch me almost die?
Yay! Please, Daddy, I want to see you nearly break your neck. No.
But after that little bit with these kids coming out, in the first moment, goes, "Oh, that's quite cute."
Oh, I'm going to watch him get nearly murdered. Yeah. I enjoyed the entrance, to be fair. Undertaker always has a great entrance, I
don't think it was as good as it has been. I thought that one was a bit...
No, it wasn't. It wasn't as theatrical as it normally is.
Because of the whole Triple H and Stephanie McMahon coming out.
Yeah, well, we'll talk about that later. We'll come on to that. We're not far away from it. But, yeah, but like that one spot, it was literally like you say, it was the build-up for one spot.
Yeah.
I mean, and also that bed looked quite that table looked quite comfy for Undertaker because he was laying on there a long fucking time.
Yeah, exactly.
He was laying there a long time. But that Hell in a Cell looked a lot higher than fucking what is it, the height they said it was.
Well, it was 22.5 foot is the exact measurement.
It looked higher than that.
Oh,
I'll give him kudos for taking that.
20 feet is quite high.
I'll give him some kudos for taking that. That was brave. He is a mad bastard. At the same time, though, he's not got to go up and get up and do it all again the next day.
No.
So he can afford to take the time off.
Especially how he looked the following day. He
looked fucked up.
Oh, mate.
You could tell he's 46 and doesn't have the healing properties of when he did when he was a youngster.
Oh yeah.
Let's just put it that way. But yeah, it was an okay match. It did its job to tell a story that you thought Shane was gone, and then the next night he fucking wasn't. So it was the why bother? It was supposed to be the heat was like he was Shane McMahon's bitch.
Everyone knew something was going to happen because for Undertaker said, "It's your last ever WrestleMania." Now, for God knows for long how I can remember, Undertaker it may as well rename the WrestleMania the Undertaker Show. Putting it bluntly, he's been on it 27, 28 times.
Yeah, but here's the problem with the gimmick of the match. The stipulation say if Taker lost, this will be his last match. Why couldn't they beat the living shit out of each other? And Shane could have gone to him and had a word with him and said, "Look, mate, we'll put on a show. We'll have a decent match for 15, 20 minutes. Just remember this, right? I can rehire you."
Yeah, exactly. To the point where he goes like halfway through the match, 15 minutes slugfest, and then to turn around and go, "Wait 1 second," and pull out a contract. You sign this, you're guaranteed your spot for the next how many years until you retire.
You'll be back next year.
And that itself would have been, there we go. Yeah, fair enough. Hats off to him. He's just fucked over his dad. Yeah, good stuff. Storyline done and dusted.
And also, Taker comes out
20 feet in the air, jump off, and hope to God he didn't die.
This is it. Taker would have looked, come over as face because he was coming. Obviously, he was a tweener in that match.
Yeah.
He wasn't full on heel because everyone was cheering him.
Because he's saving his career.
This is it. It's just that was a big hole in this story, and I don't understand how WWE creative miss that. I really don't,
Anyway,
we'll move on anyway. We'll go on to the Battle Royale, the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, otherwise known in my notes as Why the Fuck match. I mean,
there was a few funny bits in there. The only thing that kind of went, what? It was Shaq.
Yes, why the fuck was Shaq there?
Why the fuck was DDP there?
I don't care. DDP's fine. Tatanka was there.
He was quite entertaining.
Tatanka was awesome. He can still
really, really funny.
That motherfucker can still go.
Oh yeah, he definitely should.
He can still go. He can mix it.
But
fucking more so than the Undertaker can anyway.
But Shaq shouldn't have been in that match.
Shaq shouldn't have been anywhere near a fucking ring unless they're planning on setting up a WrestleMania match of him versus Big Show next year, which I will be turning my fucking network off for.
Yeah, but
just for the network.
I think it was to make Corbin shine a bit and get him into the actual WWE scene.
Mate, you could pour Brasso over him and rub him for 2 years and he'd not shine.
I know, but he's on there. He's got a title. He's got the what's his name? Title
he's got a trophy.
From NXT. So he's got 2 nice big shiny titles for him for a year.
What titles he got from NXT?
Hang on, I can't remember what it's called now.
Got Corbin.
Yeah.
He's not got anything, has he?
Yeah, he's got an NXT title, but it's like the Memorial title.
I don't know. Oh, is it anything to do with? Oh no, I got the Dusty Tag.
That's it. Yeah.
I thought Samoa Joe and Finn Balor won that.
No, I think he's got it.
I think he was in the final with Rhino.
Either.
Yeah, it was close anyway. Either way, but yeah,
why? They were saying on the commentary, it says, that'll go next to his Dusty Rhodes title.
Fuck that up because he was definitely in the final. But I'm 100% certain it was Balor and Samoa Joe that won that.
Oh well.
Anyway,
carry on.
Like I say, why the fuck did Mark Henry win? Because this is probably going to be his last WrestleMania. Why not send him off with a WrestleMania moment in his hometown?
Yeah, exactly.
Like I said, why could Corbin win? Because he's not going to gain anything out of this.
I know.
I mean, look at the match against Ziggler on Raw.
Yeah,
it was not for me. I thought that Battle Royale was a big dud, personally. And, wrong person won. Corbin didn't need the win. If they're going to debut him, they could have just debuted him on Raw as a surprise.
Yeah.
For me, personally. So, that's just what it is. Then we had an appearance from The Rock, which I turned off, and he squashed the Wyatts with John Cena.
Joy.
Joy. You've got to feel sorry for the Wyatts. I mean, they didn't even appear. Did they appear on Raw? Yeah, they did appear on Raw, didn't they?
Yeah.
Who did the attack? Can't remember now. Not even made notes about it.
Well, we've always said this. The Wyatt family are so talented. Bray Wyatt is unbelievable.
Yeah, he's a great talent. He's
been put in a predicament where this is what everyone has expected of him.
This is it. They've given him a supernatural talent gimmick at a time, where a supernatural talent gimmick isn't. He's goofy.
Yeah,
it's goofy. He's the only one on the roster that's got one, and okay, he is over. But what can you do with him? You can't turn him face. He's like, he's
the Wyatt family.
Exactly.
Now, what he can do is he can go and grab the tag team title. He can go and grab himself an intercontinental title, play him along that. But for him to go day in, day out, I'm here to freak the shit out of you. I'm here to do this. I'm here to play mind games with you. Look at him, John Cena. Oh, John Cena. Ugh.
Yeah. Here's a sobering thought for you, matey. Has he actually had a singles championship in the WWE?
No, he hasn't. And there's rumours in the pipeline that that's what they're going to put him forward for. And he should do. He should be. Yeah, exactly. Everyone hates the company. Everyone hates the Triple H. Everyone hates Stephanie McMahon. Why the fuck can he not go and play man games with them?
This is it.
And go, right, we've got the title now, fuck you. Now, this is... Make it an NWO style ending. Like, going like, this is a new order, this is... The hills have eyes, fuck you, sort of style. And they haven't done that. That would be a fantastic sellout. That would be brilliant because one, everyone hates the company, so everyone hates the Authority, and they can go and goes, no, we don't like the Authority. We're going to own you.
So that would automatically turn them tweener, wouldn't it? Because, well, technically tweener.
They'll still do the whole, basically an anti-hero,
Oh yeah, they still do all their shtick, you know. They'll still do the Eater of Worlds and follow the buzzards and all that. But like I said, they're up against the Authority figure, the heels.
And so far, it is the best intro music ever. I love his music.
I can't disagree with that.
And
I really can't.
Just for him to walk out next minute, everything's black. Everyone's got the phone up.
Yeah, it's like
I'll tell you what, he must still look at that and go, "Oh, this gives me chills."
Yeah.
And they just need to work on him because he has potential to be something amazing.
Yeah, he needs to be booked.
On it,
he needs to be booked better than what he is. You know, he's just getting. Look at me, I'm a badass. Oh, look, I'm getting squashed. It's not helping him. It really isn't.
You should have him playing mind games on everyone on the roster.
Bray Wyatt of 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Before he got fed to The Undertaker and Cena. He's never recovered since he got beaten by Cena 2 years ago. The Bray Wyatt before then was, that's how they should be booking him.
Yeah, he should be playing mind games with every bugger. He should be. The Undertaker should be at the point going, I'm getting a bit, yeah, what the fuck?
This is it.
That would be another good thing. Undertaker with Wyatt families, have Kane coming back in with that sort of shenanigans. Have, literally...
Problem is with Kane and the Wyatt family, that's already been done. That was how the Wyatt family got brought in.
Yeah, well, this is it. Bring it back. Use it. This is what they're good for.
They could use it, I suppose, as a revenge angle sort of thing, perhaps. Yeah, I don't know.
Exactly. Look, Kane can't stand the Authorities anymore, and they don't like the Authorities. Well, the Wyatts don't like anyone. So, use it.
Yeah, possibly. See where you're coming from with it. Well, anyway, time will tell anyway, I hope the best for the Wyatts. So I think, they're a great faction. I like Bray Wyatt as a wrestler, and I hope he gets used properly in the near future.
And he can talk.
He can talk for Britain, mate.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, he can talk for the world.
Give him a mic, and he's basically the anti-version of The Rock.
Yes. Yes.
The Rock's always one of these guys, he'll build up the crowd, he knows how to build them up. His wrestling ain't still that great, to be honest. But he knows he's got charisma to do it. Bray Wyatt is the opposite. He knows how to play the crowd, either with him or against him.
Yeah.
And how he can talk to other people, and he's got that charm. And they really need to work on him.
Yeah, he needs not repackaging, but he needs re-looking at.
Yeah.
And look, so this is where he needs a new direction. That's what he needs. But hopefully, he'll creative will be kind to him, and give him something worthwhile doing, because he just seems to be treading water at the minute. So, right, shall we get on to the title match?
Do we have to?
Yeah, we do. We have to.
Yeah, we're shit. We're done. Next, Raw.
Yeah. But like I say, we were in the bar. We lost interest at this point. Partly because we was watching it in the taxi on the way home, because the taxi arrived and we had to leave. Yeah. Because the show had overran. So I was watching it on my beer splattered phone. And we just lost interest because it was gone on too long. We were all shattered. Like I say, it was fucking predictable all the way through. Everyone knew what was going to happen. It wasn't a great match. There was a nice little spot where Triple H did a net breaker off the table. It was a nice little spot there. But if you ask me anything right now, what did Reigns do? He speared Stephanie McMahon. That was it. He speared Stephanie.
That match. It was just nothing.
The only standout thing in that match was the fucking entrance of Stephanie, it was basically a fucking shoot promo.
Yeah, as Matt has asked me to say, Stephanie Shoot promo. She believes everything that she says. People cheered with Roman when he won, but I think they cheered for the title change and not for Roman itself.
Yes, I have to agree with that.
But I am positive they dubbed out the volume and added cheers in, because when he won, everyone was booing. Then all of a sudden, everyone was cheering.
I don't know if they could have done that quickly.
You'd be amazed.
I'll have to look that back and see, but, I'll have a look at it, and on the next podcast I'll see if I can agree with you or disagree with you on that one. We'll just very quickly go through Raw, because we're pushing on for time now. I'm probably thinking about wrapping it up very shortly.
Yep.
So we'll just do a quick things about Raw. What do you think about Shane being in charge and the pointlessness of the fucking match the night before?
We knew it was going to happen, and to be honest, the way Raw was and the style, I think he was going to get it anyway.
Yeah, like I say, it just makes a whole mockery of it just makes you feel like WrestleMania was the build up, the go home show for Raw.
Yeah.
It almost makes it feel like, what was the point in the Hell in a Cell match and the stipulations say Shane McMahon's going to be disowned by Vince McMahon, and then Vince McMahon gives him control of Raw.
Yeah,
whether it's for his benefit or not.
But
it's
as he said, I do like the one quote from it. It says, "But because I'm a man," it says, "I admit, I come up and I take it on the chin." And he goes, "I will shake your hand," and he shook his hand. Yeah,
that was good. That was a nice little touch.
So
I did enjoy that.
You hide behind his dad. You hide behind your shares. You hide behind your big white tower in the sky. I'll sit down here and I'll take it.
Yeah,
which will be good. Yep, really enjoyed it.
This is it. Yeah, so I'm a fan of Shane being in charge. He does, if he's going to be back in the WWE, do something. Give him some screen time. Give him a screen role, because he is popular and he is over with the crowd. So, like I say, make him at least a GM or something like that on a permanent basis, or even just a manager of some description.
He's going to be the anti-authority, and I reckon his style's going to... If he's back in, and if he's got himself back in there, I reckon he's going to be the fuck you Steph.
Yes, I've got to agree with that.
And he's going to get a back in. Something's going to happen with Roman Reigns, and he's going to do something, and Roman Reigns is going to come back as a, hopefully, fingers crossed, a decent wrestler. But
he needs a few more moves, and he needs a character. He's fucking horrible.
I reckon that's why Shane's come back in, is that's to build him up.
Yeah, Reigns, he's horrible on him. Look at what this promo he did on Raw. He did 3 lines.
Yeah.
He came across as a badass, don't get me wrong, and he came across as smug, which is almost a heel-ish thing. And
that's what he's done.
I think he's teasing the heel turn.
He's going to be the one chasing after him, and he's going to be like, "No, the Roman Empire's here to stay," and use that whole gimmick. And
this is it. Now he's got the title again. Now's the time to pull the trigger and turn him heel.
Yeah.
Now is the time.
Yeah, we'll do.
Now is the time. What did you think about Ryder losing the belt?
I can understand.
I can understand it from a booking point of view, because it gets rid of, like I say, Kevin Owens out of the Intercontinental Championship match. Ryder's got his little moment at WrestleMania, possibly as a thank you for all the shit he's gone through. Being demoted, being put down in NXT, working with Mojo Rawley, and basically being put through the doldrums. We're losing on superstars all this time.
Yeah.
Watching his stock just drop away. If he got really saying that, he has got a little bit of a bit of a nostalgia pop for his run back in the, But
to be honest, I do quite like the whole woo 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 woo, especially in WrestleMania when you had Ric Flair. He was there going, "Come on, do it now, woo!" He goes, "No, woo woo woo." I thought that was brilliant.
The Snickers advert.
I couldn't stop laughing. I thought, that's a good little bit of promo there. I like that.
That Snickers advert was good. I did enjoy that.
Yeah,
I did enjoy. We don't normally get adverts like that in the UK, just like that. But
that was entertaining.
That was. I enjoyed that.
So it's good to see that. But back to the.
Shall we talk?
I'm never a fan of Miz. I think he's an idiot.
I think he's half decent. he can go in the ring when he has to, and he does have charisma. And I do like this thing where he goes, when my hand goes up, your mouth goes shut.
Yeah.
I do enjoy that. I do like him. He has improved drastically. Since he's had the championship, he has improved. Like, it's taken him years, but he has improved. And, I wouldn't be too adverse of him having another run. Maybe not necessarily with the World Heavyweight Championship, but with, like the Intercontinental Championship, having a decent run with it. Now he's got Maurice is back in the WWE.
Mm-hmm.
His other half. I can see them having a bit of a run with it. At least take it to SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Potentially, going beyond that. But yeah, a nice little run for him. He does his own. He's another one that's had a couple of years of garbage.
Yeah.
He's about to, throw him a bone, give him a mini feud with his Ryder. Let Ryder raise his stock up a bit. Let him get him at least on the in the mid card, and at least potentially feud with. Well, you could put him in the US Championship picture as well against Kalisto and all that. Ryder can do a job, as can the Miz. Let him do it. No, at least give him a try. Give him a chance. I like Ryder. I like the Miz. Let him have a go.
Bigger little feud thing going on there, so worth
yeah,
watching.
hopefully, I'm having a little series of matches, maybe accumulate at Payback. Yeah, let them have that, and then let them separate and do their own little thing elsewhere.
Yeah.
Just so you know as well, our boy's done good. Apollo Crews.
Yep, he's in.
Yeah, he's now made his main roster debut, and us PCW fans couldn't be happier.
Definitely.
Really couldn't be happier. I mean, he wrestled a PCW up for. He practically. We have PCW have. Well, this is it. PCW Preston City Wrestling. They have like a business idea, like strategy sort of thing, where they bring in superstars for every single show. American imports or big names. And mix it in with the British talent, and it's a good mixture, and it works really well. Uhaa Nation first debuted in 2013 for PCW, the very end of 2013, and he was with them pretty much every other show until the beginning of 2015, just before he went off to NXT.
Yeah.
And he became PCW champion at one point as well. He was that much of a, like I say, at one point he wasn't even referred. He was that much loved. He wasn't even referred to as an import anymore.
Yeah, he got to that stage where he was pretty much.
He was pretty much Liz Fludder's stepson at one point. Pretty much, he may as well have been their lodger. He pretty much took residence at Fludder's home every time he was in the UK taking bookings.
Yeah.
He was that beloved in the UK. Well, at least in Preston anyway. And it's nice to see basically one of our own, adopted out of our own, make it. And yeah, he had a great match with Tyler Breeze. I mean, what a guy to put up against in his first match. Tyler Breeze made him look like $1 million.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And I've seen some moves there that I've never seen him pull off. I mean, that sit-out powerbomb. What the hell?
He's got such potential.
Spin-out powerbomb, sorry.
I've always said that from day one when I first saw him on PCW. I'm saying you're going to have to watch this guy. He'll make the roster. He's
a future world heavyweight champion.
He is a future world champion, and he's going to be massive. And everyone's like, yeah, but... And I'm still standing to it.
The only thing I've ever heard anyone say negative about him is he's quite short, isn't he?
Well, yeah.
Is it what? What does that matter? He's 250 £250 for fuck's sake and do a standing shooting star.
All I have to say is Taz.
Yes.
There you go. He was a short-ass gate.
Yeah, but he's got a low centre of gravity, which means his suplexes are easier to do and better to do and got more impact.
And his Taz mission is amazing.
Yes. Even I can do a Taz mission, and I'm fucking, I can do a Taz mission. I've Taz missioned you.
Yeah.
Yeah, wasn't very good, but I managed it. And we had, like I say, Corbin's debut against Ziggler. Yeah. It's going to be the start of a feud.
Oh,
and I hope it gets better, because there's no way they're going to have a debut match and have a match like that with a double DQ and then him attack Ziggler afterwards. There's no way that's not going to be a feud. And if anyone's going to drag him to a decent match, it's Ziggler.
Yeah. I've always enjoyed Ziggler because he apart from his, if anyone worth getting look at him, his comedy shows as well on YouTube.
Get him watched. He's amazing.
He's genuinely a funny guy. He knows how to play a character well. He knows how to play to the crowd. Most of the time, back in the day when he was Money in the Bank, Ziggler was heel. He was always one of these that he's like, yeah, fuck you, hey, look at me. But now he's playing a face character. He's playing his face character. He's really enjoyable.
But here's the thing, though: is he as funny as Madman Manson?
Hashtag bring back Madman Manson. I'm gonna have to get that in. I've not got that in at all in this podcast today. But hashtag bring back Manson.
Yeah,
there we go. But no, he's definitely an enjoyable character. For sure.
Yeah. He's. I do enjoy Ziggler's work. He's been fucked around a bit, I think, too much at the minute, and I think he is on the verge of leaving. It's my personal opinion. I could be wrong. He could be a good company guy. I hope not.
With the changes that is coming upon, and there's a fair bit of change. You can see it. You can smell it. You can watch it on Raw. Literally, there is a change.
Yeah.
I reckon you're going to see Ziggler quite a lot going towards the top end.
Yeah, I hope so.
And it'll be good. It'll be more entertaining. Just don't put him in a tag team match with The Miz, please. There's no need for that.
No. And my last two points anyway that I'm going to combine into one is we had the fatal four-way for the number one contendership of the heavyweight championship. We lost Sami Zayn, who was originally in it, because he got kayfabe injured.
Yeah,
Again. Apparently, though, he could have been legit, but I think it was a good sell. Apparently, he's not injured.
It could work. You can see how it goes.
Well, apparently, he did a dive on Kevin Owens, like a plancher, and he ran to the back holding his wrist.
Yep.
And people were saying it actually could be a legitimate injury, but from what I've read, he's not actually injured.
Yeah, it could be a good play, and he could use that well in a future storyline. As it says, most good storylines spark from an injury. Look at Vince McMahon against Stone Cold Steve Austin. We had to go to hospital for reconstructive surgery on the so-called knee, and he came in and bet the crap out of him in hospital. And that was always a running feud of Steve McMahon was going to say then. Steve Austin's taken on Vince in the most peculiar times. Now, if they look back and see that and they realise that actually works, we could use that more. Steve, with Kev Owens going after Zayn in that sort of retrospect. Not exactly the same, I hope, because I did specify earlier they need to stop looking back and look forwards.
Yeah, I've got to agree with that.
But they can use that sort of like loosely based. Could be like, I don't know, could be coming in to have a word with Vince, and next thing you know, Kev Owens turns up and starts hammering him and says, it was you that ruined my KO Mania sort of thing, As I said, ROH, they had a good feud on there. The feud was coming through on NXT. So the two best mates, they're going to bounce off each other. They know how to act with each other. They've got to bring that, incorporate it into the WWE universe, and it's going to have to work. And they've got to look on that and go, those two work well together. They know how to play each other. They know what they want to do to each other. They know how they're going to act to each other. So why don't you just keep it going? To the point, fair enough, some things do get boring after a while, but I'm sure between them two they can reinvent something, they can produce something that'll be worth watching.
This is it, they're that good at what they do. They will, like I say, they have had like major matches in ROH, ladder wars and all that jazz, which they're not going to be able to do in the WWE just because of the PG environment that they're now working in. But they're that good as wrestlers and they're that smart, they will work something out and they will be able to do something where they can still have the same sort of feeling and same sort of heat in the feud and not have to do anything that's too hardcore, too...
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
exactly.
He was like,
Work
oh man,
on it.
so they'll be able to do something with actions in the ring, like, you know, or fire a promo rather than, I hate you that much, so I'm going to blast you as hard as I can with a steel chair.
Yeah.
You know, that doesn't need to be done. So that's smart. They'll be able to, you know, it'll be a clever promo or a situation or something like that they'll get themselves in, and they'll think of something. They're smart. They'll, you know,
It's smart enough to sort them out, and if the top dogs of WWE start going, oh, we want you to do this, I'm sure between them both they'll tell them to fuck off.
Yeah, I think they'll have some sway. It'll be probably part of the contract. I would have thought. I think most of them will have some sort of veto, bit of creative control, some more than others, but I would have thought so. Like I say, you know, there was a fatal 4-way for the number one contendership, and we got a return tonight, a very welcome return. Cesaro came back.
I actually thought he was still injured.
Yeah, everyone thought he was still injured. That was a surprise of it, and it was really well kept.
I really do. I find him very entertaining. He's very charming. He's got a charm to it, but I think that's that Eastern European charm.
Do you know what I thought he looked like? Are you familiar with Desmond? Well, Nigel McGuinness, Desmond Wolfe. I thought he looked like fucking Desmond Wolfe coming down that ring before he took his suit off.
I'm sitting and I'm thinking, hey up, it's Lionheart.
Sexy bastard. Yeah, I thought it was like, he did look a little Lionheartish, to say the least. But what's
up? He's one of these wrestlers that, from being so like a small person in a large pond. For him to literally blossom into something amazing, and he's always worth watching fight. He's an amazing.
You know for a fact he can.
Really good.
He's one of these wrestlers that could wrestle a mop to a 5-star match.
Yeah, he's an entertaining wrestler, and for him to actually now start getting main eventers and getting up there and making a name for himself. Look that's the promo he did for over in Dubai. To see any of that, you know, he was the main headliner, and everyone was falling for him, thinking he was amazing. But he had that Russian character. Well, no, he's not Russian. He's Hungarian, isn't he?
Who's that?
Cesaro is Hungarian.
No, he's Swiss.
Say again.
He's Swiss. He's Swiss.
Swiss. Well, there you go. But you had that Russian mafia. I'm driving around in a blacked out.
Well, it's a stereotypical American sort of thing. Is that all Europeans are sophisticated?
Yeah, so it's good for him to actually use that image, and he can pull it off.
It's like us Brits, all we do is drink tea and eat crumpets all day.
Bad Garrett, bad times.
I know, but speaking of Barrett, he's not a separate sort of subject. But like I said, we'll just finish off with AJ Styles he ended up going over. Like I say, do you think it's a bit too short for him to be main eventing? I think it's
carry on with the feud between him and Jericho before he started playing on.
Well, this is it. In a way, he could have done because he was on. I think it was 2-2 when it comes to matches. Now, technically, he's now got another win over Jericho. Yeah. Well, he did. It was Jericho that got the pin. Yeah. Got pinned. So he's potentially there is a feud. He could interfere Jericho, but technically, you could use that as the end point of their feud, and then AJ Styles then puts his sights onto Roman Reigns.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. See how it plans.
Yeah, it could be great. It could be like saying that AJ Styles. I like to say I rate him as a wrestler. I just don't like his attitude. Can't approve of anyone that thinks it's okay to approve of a song about people breaking their necks. But you know, that's another story for another show.
But yeah, we need to just one of those. It has been a good weekend as well as a bad weekend.
It's been a busy weekend. You know, we spent nearly 2 hours. 3 minutes short. 3 minutes short of 2 hours talking about wrestling, and it's been a busy one. It's been a tiring one. Roll on next year. That's all I'm going to say. Roll on December when Final Battle hits us again.
You got SummerSlam first. You got all
SummerSlam. Oh yes, all that. all the B pay-per-views. It's gonna with the roster potential what they've got now. When everyone comes back, when Rollins comes back, we've got potential for some amazing matches coming up. It's an overabundance of talent.
Yeah.
As someone as good as everyone's going to get all these opportunities. There's going to be some amazing talents that miss out as well.
Oh yeah.
This is where unless you get a stupid amount of flurries of multi-person matches, or you get lots of some different tag teams. I mean, Epico and Primo have been, they're coming back.
Yep.
They're dropping the Los Matadors thing, and they're coming back as just Epico and Primo. I hope they bring back Carlito. That's my personal, thing. I want them to bring back Carlito.
He's been out and about quite a lot. So from being literally disappeared to, hang on a minute, he keeps appearing in places.
Yeah, so I'm hoping Carlito comes back for a bit.
If anything happens in the WWE world, it affects everywhere in the world, basically, in the wrestling way.
This is it.
So you tend to find a wrestler appearing, even if it's an older wrestler or brand new, and it's the world's greatest thing, and he's fantastic, and buff, there he appears on WWE. Carlito, he's been going around now, and he's been on every venue in the UK, he's been in every venue in India, he's been in every venue in Turkey and Greece and all that, and his name seems to be turned into quite a common thing in the wrestling world. So that's always a sure sign that he could turn back up. Unfortunately, with Chris Masters, he won't.
I was going to say he'll probably end up in Global Force because he's good mates with Chris Masters.
Yeah.
So I'd probably see him there.
But as I says, we'll keep an eye out, and if anyone else has any thoughts on it, be sure to check us on Facebook, Twitter, so forth, and put a message out, and even agree with us, disagree, anything you're unsure about, or anything like that. Even if you want, we feel like a good comment's coming through, we'll talk about it on podcast.
Indeed,
we're all pretty laid back fellas here. Even if you want to slate us, please do.
By all means, we're looking for feedback. So, positive, negative, exactly.
We've got a good following in the first debut. So
thank you for that, guys. Thank you for that. Wasn't expecting.
So, and our whole crew, there's like 8 of us in total. It'll be mix and match. Paul will be the predominant one on it at all times. I'm sure I'll be on it on more regular occurrences. Darren as well, if he's not working. Mateus, if he comes over to mine because he lives in the world of third world country and have no internet.
Preston.
Yeah, that's Preston. Our friend Simon, I'm sure
he will be on at some point.
He'll
have a lot to talk about Japan.
I'm sure he'll be popping on to say hi. So,
nice.
We're a big crew. We've got a lot of love in the Northwest. So please follow us, share us, speak to your friends about us, everything you want.
Yeah.
So
even if you say, "Oh my God, listen to this awful podcast," just let the people know, exactly. Just to, like I say, follow our page on Facebook at www.facebook.com/WrestleBox. Just want to promote a few Facebook pages because obviously, if you're in the know of British wrestling, you know that recently that the well-respected wrestler that was Chris Travis recently passed away. There's just a couple of promotion pages I want to share while I'm on there. There's go on Facebook and look for the help get CKY 96 quite a bit of beings into the UK singles chart in memory of Chris. Give them a like and obviously buy the song. Help it get into the charts.
I think there's also a group out there who's trying to get him in the the world of what was it?
The petition. There's a petition online on Facebook. It's only just become active. There's Twitter as well. There's a petition online to get Chris Travis the Warrior Award next year in 2017 for WWE. give that a like, sign the petition, share it, and let everybody know about it. There's also a petition out there while I'm on it for the get the British Bulldog into the WWE Hall of Fame. Well overdue, and can't understand why he's not in there. So give that a look for and sign it. And
I do have some other news. Most people who listen to this will be Chris Travis fans. Just been announced on Facebook and Twitter. Friends and family of Chris Travis wants a nice peaceful funeral. So please don't ask about it. Ask if you can go. Give them as much respect as you can. Even if it is sending them an email or a Facebook message saying, like, you know, what thoughts with you, that's fine. But don't turn up to the funeral or keep asking where the funeral is.
Don't buy flowers. So if you're going to want to spend money, donate it to Cavendish Cancer.
Yep. Research as well. If anything, best thing you can do is find out where your local promotions is. If they're doing anything for Chris Travis, go to that.
And promote it. And speaking of which, if you want to spend some money and you want to get something back for your charity, PCW have just restocked the Chris Travis shirts with a little bit of a tweak. Get onto the PCW website, go to the shop, and you'll find them there. Pretty much that's it. Is there anything else you want to plug while we're at it? Right, thank you for listening, guys. I've been Paul Hat Guy Flinders.
And I've been Alan Morrison.
And we'll see you again next time on the WrestleBox podcast.